Honorable Mayor, City Council of Long Beach, California. My name is Richard Eastman. My residence is in Hollywood, California. I'm a person living with AIDS since 1994 and one of the co-founders of medical marijuana in the great state of California with Dennis Perrone and Scott Imler. And I want to acknowledge my friend Sheriff Lee Baca in the audience and the police chief of Long Beach, who happens to be a friend of mine from when I knew him on the force there. And you know, I didn't do this to make money. And my AIDS medications are not taxed. And people with cancer's medications are not taxed. And people with MS and glaucoma, their medications are not taxed. And Dennis Perrone and I are against that ballot issue, Proposition 19, because of the entrepreneurs behind it and the fact that medicine should not be taxed. As a person living with AIDS that almost died 5 times since Mr. Baca has seen me maybe 15 years ago when Scott Imler and I met with him all day in a church in West Hollywood to educate him about medical marijuana, I've come down here to try to educate you guys a few times. And some of you maybe have listened to a person living with AIDS that didn't do this to make money, that has stood up before the federal government and perhaps has won the war against patients. Because President Obama, when I went to Denver to help him get elected, listened to me and the 3,000 people that marched on the stadium that day in August of 2008. And when he went into office, he instructed Eric Holder to lay off on medical marijuana in the 14 states. And here we got a beautiful city of Long Beach in the great state of California trying to tax my medicine. I'm on Social Security. I get $845 a month. I've lived in the same apartment for 21 years, and you can ask the FBI about that because they probably have investigated me for many years. And I don't have any money in Swiss accounts, and it's a struggle for me even to continue this fight against patients and a plant that has saved my life. I'm here today to urge you to stop wasting your money on trying to tax my medicine and some of the people that are lined up behind me and all the other people that are not here today that maybe are not courageous as I am to stand up to a small city, a big city, a state, or the federal government. And when I go back to Washington, D.C. in a few months and maybe meet with the Obama administration and Nancy Pelosi and Henry Waxman, and I could go on with the names, my friends in the federal government, and when we defeat that tax initiative in November, I hope you don't waste your money today, $500,000, to put it on the ballot. And I want you to know I've moved my medical marijuana expo to Long Beach. Yes, it was in West Hollywood for 4 years. Sheriff Baca knows about it. It's not like I abandoned West Hollywood, but I was preaching to the choir down there. And now we're going to have a medical marijuana expo down here, an educational event at the Gay and Lesbian Center to help them raise money to do AIDS testing, because the federal government has cut back some of that funding. And don't tax the marijuana that saved my life just so that you have budget problems or the state of California. My name is Richard Eastman, one of the co-founders of medical marijuana. Thank you.